How do you plan on replacing your 2-year starting quarterback, Sean Lahaki, going into 2012?
Well, I can tell you that we're certainly going to miss Sean. Sean's a great young man, a leader in our program. He graduated in 3.5 years and is making more money than probably most people in this room right now. And we're certainly going to miss him. That's for certain. How to replace him? We have a young man, Tommy Turnbull, who played at Avonworth, a very successful high school program, and did some real nice things. Eyes are obviously going to be on him as the only returner. He's the only returning quarterback. But I also think we have some young men coming in to the quarterback position that are going to be able to add some spark to our offense. And how they add that spark, we don't 100% know yet. But I know that Tommy, as he did in high school, he had some very good athletes around him to add to that success. And Tommy's going to have some great athletes around him next season, and one of which is sitting next to me, Geno Pasquinelli, who I think is a very special player and does a great job in our offense. But he's not the only one. We have Colin Wallace at wide receiver, and David Wright, big tall tight end, who's a great target for him as well.
Coach, second question. I'm wondering if you could talk a little bit about your running back position. Do you have a true number one running back at this point, or are you looking at Westminster with a program of a running back by committee type thing?
Well, I mean, we don't go in the year necessarily saying we're going to have the focus of one particular individual, no matter who it is. We want to play team offense and team defense. But, it's worked out the last few years that we have been a running back by committee type of team, and we're certainly comfortable with that. We have some quality young men at the running back positions, and we feel that our running backs have to be versatile and help in the pass game and the screen game, which has been very big for us. And we certainly, our offensive coaches do a great job, sometimes a little bit with smoke and mirrors, as far as getting the guys the ball and using the whole field. And our running back position helps use the whole width and the vertical part of the field.
Staying on the offensive side of the ball, you returned 4 or 5 starting offensive linemen. Can you talk a little bit about how important it is to have that type of experience in the trenches?
Well, once again, I think our offensive coaches do a great job in having those 4 guys returning is going to be big for us. I think also, though, we would definitely be selling ourselves short if we didn't take into consideration that we are losing Adam Fueller, who started a lot of games for us, and he was a senior starter, senior captain. I mean, he was the leader of that group. So really returning 4, it's very nice, but yet at the same time, we're going to look to see who's going to be stepping up in a leadership role in that group. I personally feel that it is one of the best offensive line groups that I've been around athletically, although they're just a touch undersized. I think athletically they can do some real nice things, and they certainly have a year under their belt and have that experience.
Thanks, Coach. A couple of questions for Geno. Geno, you're in the top 10 of career touchdowns and career receptions in Westminster College history. Do numbers like that provide extra motivation to perform at a high level for you?
First off, it's a great honor to be in the top 10 in both categories. If you look at that list, there's some pretty good names. But of course, being in that list comes expectations, and of course it provides motivation along with the honor and everything. People expect me to play at a high level, and I expect myself to play at a high level. So of course it provides some motivation.
What are your individual goals for your final year at Westminster?
Individually, I feel like I need to be more of a verbal leader. I don't talk much, as you guys can probably tell. I'm a little shaky up here. But, I might have said maybe 100 words in the past 3 years to the team. So I think I have to step that up. I think that's going to be a goal of mine because I'm not really good with words. I just like to lead by example. So, but I mean, on the field, you know, of course, being a first-team all-conference player again would be nice. And anyone who tells you that it wouldn't be nice to be number one in the record books is lying to you. So, I mean, that would also be a plus, but, you know, first and foremost, winning games, as everyone else who sat in this chair said before. So.
Thanks, Geno. A couple more questions for Coach Hand. I got one more question. Defensively, you have your top 4 tacklers back in all PAC honorees in defensive back Kyle Allen and linebacker Aaron Nauer. Is the Titan defense, is that what Westminster is going to hang its hat on, the defensive side of the ball?
Well, I tell you, last year, our defensive coordinator, I passed it on to Mike Sandy. He took the reins and really ran with it on the defensive side of the ball. And he really improved our defense. He improved our defense in a number of ways. I think the biggest thing that he emphasized is the takeaway column and to play stingy third down defense and stingy red zone defense. And we certainly stepped it up in those areas. We need to get better, continue to get better in those areas. And I think our scoring defense overall will get better, as well as our rushing defense. But those 2 young men, Cal Allen and Aaron Nauer, I personally feel that they're 2 of the best in the conference. Of course, they weren't voted all conference by the coaches in this room, but I personally feel that they're 2 of the best players in the conference, and hopefully they go out there this year and show what they're made of, and show truly what it's all about out there on the field, because they are great young men and they've done great things for us.